Please join us in saying, Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift.
Welcome to worship at First Church in Belmont Unitarian Universalist. Today is a special Sunday because we have a service for you that features the credos, the statement of belief from our 9th graders who have been participating in the Coming of Age program all year. We also have some music from them, as well as a reflection from one of the COA mentors. Our opening words today are from Rebecca Solnit. She writes, "We are our stories, stories that can be both prison and the crowbar to break open the door of that prison. We make stories to save ourselves or to trap ourselves or others, stories that lift us up or smash us against the stone wall of our own limits and fears. Liberation is always, in part, a storytelling process. Breaking stories, breaking silences, making new stories. A free person tells her own story. A valued person lives in a society in which their story has a place." So I invite you now to listen to the words and stories of our youth. Welcome.
Credo means I believe in Latin. When writing this speech, I've put a lot of thought into what I personally believe in. One thing that I discovered early on about myself is that I believe in God. I think that part of this belief could be due to my mom's influence. Since she's Catholic, I've been exposed to a lot of her religious habits. My mom believes God is here to do good things and that we have many paths to choose from. She thinks God does control our lives to some extent, but ultimately, we are the ones making the decisions. In my opinion, God is meant to comfort, but not to control people's lives. I think God is just an overseer of the earth, but like my mom, I believe God can offer guidance to people. I also feel that loved ones who passed on can give comfort to the living. In my opinion, you don't just disappear. You can't just leave the world and your loved ones and never see, talk to, or hug them ever again. I think your loved ones live on with you every day. They can hear you and speak to you and comfort you, whether you believe they're in heaven or just feel them inside of you. This subject is very personal to me because my dad passed away 2.5 years ago. I still seek guidance from him and believe he's sending me signs that he's here with me. An example of this is after my dad died, I was looking through his stuff in the bathroom and I came across a small, slightly heart-shaped rock. I had never seen it before in my life, but I knew that it was something my dad would have. It felt like it was meant for me and I was supposed to find it, which brings me to believe that everything happens for a reason. After he was gone, I was forced to think a lot about the afterlife. I hadn't ever questioned what happens after death before, and I can still never come to a clear conclusion of the subject. After thinking about this some more, I realized no one should spend their whole lives dedicated to finding answers to the unanswerable. I am comfortable not knowing what happens after death. Something that helped me understand that people shouldn't obsess about the inevitable was this quote from a Brazilian soap opera I watched with my mom. Whenever something bad happened to the characters, someone in the show would say, "Tudo que acontece de ruim é para melhorar." Everything bad that happens will get better.
When I was listening to the past 9th graders read their credos at the Sunday service, I would admire how much they knew, even though a common theme is that they don't know. But this year, when my mom told me that I'd be forced to go to coming of age, I wondered how sitting in a room for 90 minutes every Sunday would help me learn what I believe. Every Sunday at 5:30, when we were finally dismissed, I could not wait to leave. I would finally get to move around, go home, and eat a snack. When the word credo hit my ears at coming of age about a month or two ago, I thought there would be no way that I'd be able to say what I believe, because that is such a huge question to answer. But here's the thing, as I sit here and write this, going between Netflix and focusing, I realize I have stuff to say. What I do know is that how every person is different, so are their beliefs, and that's important to acknowledge. And because this credo is about me, I would like to share what I believe. To be honest, I don't know what I believe. I know that I'm 14 years old, live in Belmont, and go to school. I know that I've had defining moments in my life, but so far, none of them have shaped my beliefs. I believe that these moments will come later in life, and as of right now, the major moments have shaped my personality. Finding out my beliefs is going to take a long time. It's something that I'll have to grow and change as I do and go through major changes in my life. Well, right now, I don't know what my beliefs are. I know that I will learn them later in life as I grow.
No one can really know for sure if there is or isn't a God out there. That's why we have these things called beliefs. Everyone has them, whether you're conscious of it or not. Do I believe in God? To be honest, I have no idea. I do not consider myself very religious, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason. To add to that, everything happens for a reason and has a positive effect on at least one person. You might be thinking, what the heck does that mean? Well, think about it. Everybody has hard times, but we learn from them to be better in the future. A great example that I can share with you all is a book that I read this past winter. And if any of you viewers watching this video right now out there know me, you know that I do not read books unless they are required for school. The book that I read was called One Base at a Time, and it was written by the head of the Fenway Park grounds crew, David Mellor. Mellor had dreams of playing professional baseball one day, but those were shattered when the then 18-year-old was hit by a car in 1981. The accident led to 29 years of PTSD before he even realized that he had the condition. During his treatment, his wife suggested that he should write a book about his struggles, and if it could benefit at least one person, then it was worth writing it. Little did anyone know, the main person that it would end up benefiting was Mellor himself. Another example, my grandfather on my father's side passed away in 2012 due to being a heavy smoker earlier in his life. I have learned from this because I now know to cherish the moments that I have with my grandfather on my mother's side. His death hasn't necessarily benefited me, so who did it have a positive effect on? Well, it's for sure sad that my grandfather is no longer with us, and I'm sure he would rather be spending time with me, but I can take a lot of comfort knowing that he isn't sick anymore and won't ever have to suffer like that again. So the next time that anybody out there has an unfortunate series of events that may seem unfair, think about why it has happened. Everything happens for a reason, and think about why it may seem unfair, but how you can learn from this in the future, even though it may be an event that you had no control over.
For my credo, I wrote an essay called I Believe in Positivity. 7th grade was the hardest and most impactful year of my life. This was the year that everyone seemed to care tremendously about fitting in, and of course, I didn't understand the obsession with this. It seemed as if everyone had been masked by the idea of being popular, that they suddenly changed, and some became mean. It was like the sunken feeling in your stomach that appears when you're really nervous, except it occurred much more often. This negativity somehow fueled me. It's difficult to explain, but the negativity inspired me to be better. I started working extremely hard at the things I loved. I would go outside every day and practice basketball, and I would put so much effort into my schoolwork. The success that came from my dedication made me happier than I had ever been before. I also gained a great deal of confidence, which led me to meet so many amazing people who were true to themselves and cared about the people they surrounded themselves with. I aspired to be as genuine as them, and I now make that a goal in my everyday life. To work hard, to care for others, to be curious, and to stay true to myself are the most important values that I have. Even though 7th grade was a miserable time, I wouldn't change it for the world. The struggle led me to become who I am today, and for that I am beyond thankful. My core values came to be because of happy accident, as I like to call it. Similarly, I don't think the world formed because of fate, but instead because of a universal force. I believe that this force manages how science works to a certain extent, and I believe that the rest happens as a result of something else, kind of like luck. Life on Earth is possible because of the temperature and water and other factors that are involved. If Earth was a bit farther away or closer to the sun, we wouldn't exist, but something else may have existed. If not us, then maybe a different thing could have formed because the environment was suitable for them. I think that because of our amazing situation and the fact that we are alive means that we should take advantage of our life. Do what makes us happy if that means caring for others. Make the world as positive and enjoyable as it can be, because it would be terrible to let this opportunity go to waste. My beliefs in the universal force and positivity impact my beliefs about how we live on after death. I believe that once we pass away, we are remembered by those we love. How we act when we are alive plays an extremely important role for our afterlife. Being a kind, caring, and genuine person will have a lasting impact on us because of the way we make others feel. When I pass away, I want to be remembered by those I love, so I will strive to be the best version of myself that I can be, and know that that is the most memorable thing I can do. The Unitarian Universalist Church has been such an important part of my life. Every single principle aligns perfectly with my beliefs and my goals. The principle that states the inherent worth and dignity of every person, I feel, is the most valuable principle. From the moment someone is born, they have the whole world in front of them. I believe that everyone has the potential to be kind and impact our world in a positive way. In the future, my beliefs will most likely change as I experience new events and meet new people. But from what I know now, the people I want to surround myself with are those who strive to bring out the worth and dignity in every person. I believe that spreading positivity is the meaning of life.
Hi, my name is Kavya Thomas. I have been swimming for 6 years, and I did some cross country in that time, but I mostly stuck to swimming. As we have been stuck at home, I realized how much I depend on swimming. This pushed me to find other ways to exercise and fill up my time, which allowed me to get better at other things. The other day, I went on a run, and it was the hardest thing that I've done in a while, so I made it my goal to get better at running. I believe in trying new things and stepping out of your comfort zone. This necessarily doesn't mean you need to do something big like go skydiving. You can start small. I have been running more, but I've also gotten better at braiding hair, baking, and doing handstands. Being adventurous can help you learn more about yourself, and you might be surprised. Trying new things also allows you to grow and learn more. This might mean making more mistakes, but that's all part of the process. Mistakes are another great way to learn and improve because they teach you how to do better. No matter the circumstances, you should always do what you love, try new things, and live your life to the fullest. That's what I believe.
Hi, I'm Lulu Conroy, and this is my credo. I believe in the science and the science behind evolution. I believe in the Big Bang. However, the Big Bang always leaves me with a question. How did the particle that exploded into the universe get there? Has it always been there, or did something put it there? The idea of God or some higher power isn't very hard for me to wrap my head around. Ever since I was born, there have been a cascade of ideas surrounding me about a higher power. My grandmother on my dad's side is Catholic and believes in God. My sister became a Protestant a few years ago. On my mom's side, my family is agnostic or atheist. Growing up, I was exposed to many different cultures. I went to bat mitzvah and had friends that had a communion. I also was really into Percy Jackson, so Greek gods and polytheistic religions don't seem so far-fetched. No matter what religion surrounded me, I always seemed unable to answer my main question. How did the particle that exploded into the Big Bang get there? I hope to find my answers in my class, however, I was unsuccessful. I hope as time goes on I can get answers to my question and that science is able to explain it. Currently, I am focusing on online schools and the COVID-19 pandemic.
Evil's lonesome soliloquy. Evil be gone. There is no place for you, they say. If there is no place for me, then why do I stay? Why do I linger at the tip of every tongue, longing for one note of my song to be sung? They let the good golden sun embrace them with its light, yet instead of lying awake, they sleep through the night. You are what's wrong with the world, they scream and they cry. If evil is so bad, why do you want me to die? What is making you wish for me to disappear? It's the thing you call evil, protecting you from your fear. The fear that once you've had an evil thought, evil consumes you, and it's all that you've got. People have seen what my true power can do. They've witnessed my crimes, all the people I slew. They desperately cling to the good light inside. Let it grow. But too much of good can be bad, don't you know? The good that you have will push me away. But how long do you think you can keep me at bay? You bite down the tongue that urges you to speak all the evil secrets you've chosen to keep. People don't realize times I've committed such sin is because they've kept me locked up from within. Are all the people who give in to me bad? No. They are only the people who've been driven mad. They became this way because of the rage. They kept locked inside such a small cage. And once they felt all my power surging inside, the power to choose who lives or who dies. All the people who hurt them they wanted to pay, all the things they so badly wanted to say. They used me to heal all the wounds inflicted, just so the curse on their life would be lifted. Abusing the power that I hold, choosing to feel numb to the cold. I'm not here to harm, only to protect you from things that you deem a threat. All people have had evil thoughts, yet they neglect me. They say evil is bad, and it will infect me. I only want to help you be free. Unlock the cage, I'll be the key. Be free of the chains that cut into your skin. Release some of the evil from within. Keep good close and evil too, and you'll become a better you.
Hey COAers, I am so excited to be with you on your special service. These daffodils are from my garden, and I would give them to you in person if we were able to be together, but like so much else these days, they need to be virtual. 8 months. We got together in September. To be honest, I was nervous to be a mentor. I didn't want to do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing. I wanted you to have a really great experience. But I can't give you an experience. Our time together was our community. It was all of our jobs, and we did it together. And suddenly we had to go online in March, and that really challenged my beliefs about what was possible. I thought, the youth aren't going to go for this. You wouldn't show up, you'd turn off your cameras, you would refuse to speak to us. But for 6 weeks, you have showed up, and that's really changed my beliefs about what's possible. We've played games, you've looked out for one another, you've shared really profound things. So here are some specific things that I've learned from you. 1, you are so authentically yourselves. Each one of you. I can see you so clearly. You may not be able to yet, but you will. 2, you are not afraid to say, I don't know. This is something I think adults, myself included, could really use some work at. And 3, you just want to have a good time. You love games and you like to play. I think if the world were full of more people being authentically themselves, saying I don't know when they don't know, and having fun, that this world would be a much nicer place. Now, I know that not every one of you, that for you COA was not necessarily your first choice on a Sunday afternoon, but it was mine. Because of you, I feel I've become a better listener, I'm more flexible, more accepting, and more playful. So thank you. Last thing I want to tell you. You just keep doing you. First of all, everybody else is taken. Second of all, you're fabulous exactly how you are. Really easy to say, not always so easy to do. I'm still reminding myself every day to just do me. So I'll do me, you do you. All my blessings and care, and I'll see you soon.